Hey everyone, I'm Joe. This is my brother Mike. Thanks for checking out Instant E-commerce Asset. Now, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves, a little bit about the course, and what you can expect. So, I started online marketing in 2014, and Mike followed me shortly thereafter. I was working a full-time job, and the way I got started was actually has nothing to do with this course, but I was going around to clearance sections and basically buying stuff for super cheap and reselling it on Amazon. It was called retail arbitrage, a model that was very popular back in the day. Mike then followed me soon after when he started doing Kindle publishing. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, sure. So I was at my job as well. I just graduated college in 2015, and I started my job, and I saw that Joe had quit his job maybe a year or two before that, and I don't know. I'd always been interested in it ever since I graduated, and I was just looking for a way to get started, and eventually I found Kindle publishing. So started doing that in November of 2015, and then by, I believe, March, I was able to quit my job. But so almost 3 years ago, as we were doing that, as we started our Kindle publishing journey, we got suspended by Amazon and essentially almost lost everything that we'd worked to build. I was in the middle of quitting my job. I had already put in my notice. So at the time, we had built up this whole income stream that had just come crashing down. And so we were super nervous. We were very, what's the word? We were very in despair of what's,
Exactly. I was in the same situation because actually when I saw what Mike was doing with Kindle publishing, I was like, let me move away from Amazon FBA and go to this because it was so lucrative. But anyway, the suspension came, Kindle dropped the hammer. We eventually got our accounts back, but that's a whole separate story. So as he mentioned, he just quit his job when this happened. I had just actually purchased a house and I was waiting to move into it. So within that time frame when we got suspended, it was like a 2-week time frame. We were like, we got to do something. So that's when we built our first e-commerce store, and we didn't do it the way that many of the gurus online are talking about today. When you're doing the Facebook ads and the AliExpress and all that garbage, I mean personally, I think that stuff doesn't really work. I think maybe there are a few people having some success with it, but for the majority of people, it's bad, and you're not building a real business. So anyway, we really worked hard at it, and within 2 weeks we had our first profitable high-ticket e-commerce sale. And since that first sale 3 years ago, we managed to build multiple stores, sold over millions of dollars in revenue online, and even sold one of our stores for a nice 6-figure cash out. So what we've done in this course is taking all that learning that we've done and boiled it down for you so you can get a quick start and create essentially an instant e-commerce asset so you can have something that is going to be profitable for you in the short term and that you can sell in the long term.
So this course is going to be for anyone who is maybe just getting started with e-commerce. If you've built a store, haven't had success, tried maybe AliExpress, Facebook, different types of things. If you're still at your job and you're looking for a side hustle that can maybe allow you to quit your job, travel, maybe just pay rent, anything like that. Or even if you've tried high ticket dropshipping, maybe you've made a couple sales, there will be stuff in here that can make huge improvements to your business. Like I said, we've been doing this for years, and there's many little tips and tricks along the way that we include in here that could really take your business to the next level. We essentially have taken what works, cut out what didn't, and just made it into a super easily digested package. And no matter where you are, we're here to help. The course is meant to take you from nothing to having a business that you can sell later in a year and a half, 2 years time for 5 to 6 figures. And yeah, anything I left out?
One thing I wanted to mention is that if you have a little bit of an SEO background, or you're working on a niche site or an authority site, and you know just how long they take, it could be a year, 2 years till you start seeing profitable income. So if you have one of those and don't want to give up on it, this course is actually a great way to bankroll them and add some fuel to the fire. So you can, take the quick profits that you make from this, invest it into content, invest it into backlinks, kind of whatever your strategy calls for. And that's actually what we do now. Is not only do we take our profits and reinvest them into more e-commerce stores and to build up our e-commerce stores, but we invest them into other online business models such as, niche sites and even Kindle publishing. We still do. So the idea at the end of the day is to have a diverse online business portfolio, and this course is going to help you get started with that. In fact, I think it's the best way to get started with that.
Yeah, so dropshipping is really the foundation for everything that we do, and that's how we fuel multiple other business models that we've been successful from. But dropshipping is really the easiest and the quickest to get started with if you really want to make profit within a short period of time. And just to show, what we've done, we'll go ahead and show some screenshots. So we'll segue over to that now.
All right, let's turn the phone around.
All right, so this is one of our Shopify stores just this month. So you can see we have 97 orders on it, and that's about $1,000 average order value. And that's not really something you can achieve unless you have all the right pieces in place to actually build trust with customers, as well as have products that people are willing to buy. So this is, again, just this month. We've had bigger months with this store, but you can see we have some days where we even make 0 sales. And so it kind of shows you how passive it is. It's not really a situation where you need to be constantly, on the phones or, dealing with thousands and thousands of customers to sort of get this, to get to this level of revenue. And then to take a look at another one, we have one of our stores from October did $95,000 in sales just off 45 orders. So that's an even larger average order value, and that's around $2,000 per order. And you can see all these sales are limited to just a few days. So again, it's a bit of a different situation for each store, and each one is unique, and that's what we help you with during the coaching, is sort of gathering your goals and exactly what you want in a store, because they each involve their own unique skill sets. They each involve a different way of interacting with customers. And to look at another one, this store, we actually started this store out as an apparel store. So if you look at this gray bar down here, you can see December 2016, we did $2,000 in sales, total revenue for that month. That was actually when we were trying to sell apparel, do Facebook ads, stuff like that. And, we kind of transitioned it over. And you can see after we sold our first site in January of 2018, we sort of took the principles that we learned from that. And you can see just a huge spike in growth. And we actually were able to get this store, which we considered essentially a flop, past $100,000 in a month. So it's going on, it's going well, and we actually became one of the top retailers for a specific product type from this store alone. And it didn't really require much upfront investment. We just figured out exactly how to scale, and we just applied the concepts, and that's really it.
So if you're ready to work hard and start building an e-commerce store that can generate revenue and profits within just a few weeks, then check out everything we have to offer below, and hope to see you on the inside.